G'day guys, I put this detector back in its box. It's getting ready to run out and test it. It's going to chase Dave down so we can go out together. But what I've done, I've connected this 5000 up to that split coil I made, which I have to loosen that to do that. There we go, which is that there. That's just sitting there. The detector is in mono mode, and I'm using a counterphase coil setup where this one's just listening to all the noise in the place and cancelling the noise on this one. So hopefully this will give you an idea on, I'm just going to tighten this up or else it's going to fall. I saw it starting to move. So that should be right. I'm going to use a 0.05 gold, a little speck in there. It's getting a bit frosty on that hot melt glue, so I might have to go and hit that with the hot tool so you can see it a bit better. Give it a bit of hot air, melt it down a bit. So anyway, this is these coils Dave made up, counterphase coil, one wound one way, one wound the other. It's a long way up for a 0.05. It's a small coil, of course, but yeah, I'm still in suburbia. There is still noise happening. This is the important bit. Even though you can't hear it, the poor old electronics in the detector's getting belted with it. So the sensitivity out in the field will be a hell of a lot better than what we're getting here anyway. So that's 0.05 on that. I mean, and I'll tell you, it's in normal timings, right? So that's normal timings on that. So yeah, you basically nearly overload the detector on something so small. So on a Joey coil or something like that, it would work really well. Oh, there's the battery going flat in the detector. I've had it on for so long. So yeah, we got 0.05 there, but I'll show you the sensitivity of this. It's quite amazing. Okay, so we're gonna, I'll try and do this so you can see it. I'll put it up here so I wouldn't lose it. So I got a piece of, I don't know if you can see it, got a piece of wire, a little piece of wire. You know, ones you find out in the gold field, they drive you crazy. So I've got this little piece of wire, and oh, it's well up in the air. I can get about 10 inches up in the air on that piece of wire, but here's the, and I'll put that on the bench, it's going to sound off. Okay. Another bit of wire. Yeah, I better hurry up before the battery goes flat. Don't I? I think I've got another charged battery somewhere. But there's another little sliver. A little bit of wire. Tiny. So up around this, oops, somewhere if you can see that, on that, you know, it's damn tiny. Oops, I nearly dropped it. But, you know, I don't know if you can even see that. Sitting there in the middle of my hand. I can hardly see it sitting on the crease. There you go, that way. So yeah, it's very, very sensitive. So that's not a problem. Oh, dear me. Hot rock, I don't know what I've got it in. There. Oh, I can't even read it. Fixed. Tracking, let's see if we can track that out. Probably needs a couple of flicks. There we go. Basically get rid of your hot rock. Unless I stick it right in the middle of the coil, it's going to sound off. But, you know, the worst hot rock in the world is the Kalgoorlie ones. It's the most reactive piece of ironstone I've ever come across. So, yeah, it cancels that out. So it's no problem. Oops, there we go. Nearly fell on the floor. And like I say, that's normal timings. If I go into, say, what do we got? Oh, I've got to come and see. I'm trying to work around the camera. We're going down in battery voltage at a great rate of knots. Okay, I just shoved it into enhance. Getting lost in the noise a little bit. I think it's enhance. Yeah, let me stick my head around there and have a look. Okay, and I think that's special fine. I'm getting jammed between the tripod and the chair. I didn't even have the gain all the way up. Oh well. Now it's all the way up. Okay. But anyway, you get the gist of it anyway. I really want to do the field test. Field test is proof of the pudding. So we know it's sensitive as almighty. I run it on a Nugget Finder Mono before on a 12-inch. A lot of electrical noise and interference. But I was just looking at the signal decay on the oscilloscope. It looked fine to me. Looked like plenty of sensitivity there. So that's that. And this isn't probably even properly cancelling because I've got the detector in mono mode running these. Now if I turn one round the wrong way, what happens? It starts behaving like a mono. So you can probably alter the spacing and so forth and really cancel it out. But then you get winding to winding capacitance. Just as quiet anyway. Just use a 5-cent piece I found the other day out at the Canadian, out at Sparrow Ground more or less. The whole area I think is called Sparrow Ground where I go. But that's that. That's the 5,000. Let me undo that. There we go. So you can see there, I've got the double cable into it. Good way to make calls. If I bring this over, it'll probably scream. It's going to go, yeah, it's going to go near the coil. But if you have it, you can have a look on the front there, where I got all the settings sitting. I'll zoom in a bit. There you go. It's got the variable gain pot sticking out, which I put in there, the variable gain board. We're on deep. We are on normal timings, right in the middle. We are on mono. And this is when you use those co-phase coils, how they're done. If you go to cancel, you think that it's going to cancel? It won't. It'll actually put it back in phase and make a lot of noise. Watch this. See that? Works exactly the opposite when you run cancel coils, like both next to each other on the two dual input channels, one in one phase and one in the other. So mono is quiet. So you can actually do a lot of stuff with two coils like that. You could, like I showed before, you could put one above the other, side by side, but you'd have to realize to ignore the coil that's not on the transmit side because it's acting like a mono. The other one's just a shag on a rock, but it's cancelling all the noise out, right? So you don't really want that anywhere near the center of the other coil. You really want it offset somewhere, but if you offset it too much, then you start generating more noise through just terrestrial noise getting in, because the coils are going to be coming more and more out of phase with each other, starting to drift off that 180-degree phase mark. It starts, 179 or 181 or whichever way it goes, it'll start getting noisy because it won't properly cancel. But doesn't cancel the target directly under the active transmit coil. So, if you want to look for very, very tiny gold, that battery's going to go flat, so I'll just turn him off. If you want to look for very, very tiny gold under high tension lines or anywhere where there's a lot of interference, which a lot of places now are, you could probably go and detect around one of those horrible eyesore wind farms with that setup, and not put up with the noise from all the generators up on sticks and all that low voltage to high voltage conversion they do nearby in their switch yards. So I think those generators only whack out, 500 or 600 volts, and then they step it up to 22 kV or something and ship it off. All that makes noise. There's all sorts of corona effect around insulators, and that all makes noise. But you can do a coil setup like that, and you can cancel it out, or you just get a cancel coil, right? But with two separate coils, it allows a bit of flexibility in the spacing. So that's good. By the way, this detector was at the back end, was set up at normal gain settings, all that stuff. I had it on the higher end of the frequency because I put variable frequency into it. So if you look at that, it's on those targets, it's as good as, if not probably better than a 2300. Because I had a 2300, and actually my 4500 did beat the 2300 on most targets. So, and I was using a bigger coil. So I'll just put that out there because I did it, I saw it, I believe it because I did it. So these detectors, when things are done right, you can make them absolutely scream very, very fast. You don't have to worry about getting desensitized, the noise get back into the receivers. Ways of taking care of that now. So like I said, it's taken care of, heaps of gain, far more than a standard detector. Cancels out the worst of the hot rocks. It's like a new detector. Once these are done up, it's like a brand new detector. It's no longer a GPX 4500 or a 5000 because it outperforms the standard one by a long shot. Bit like, I suppose it's a bit like doing up, a car for the Bathurst 1000 or something, or Bathurst, whatever it is. Long time since I looked at that stuff, but it's no longer a stock standard Holden or Ford. It's now, it's been supercharged. It's got fatter tyres on it, bigger exhaust system, it goes a bit harder, and that's that. But yeah, I'm starting to get very, very excited. I'm getting excited because the research, the testing, and all the time put into this is paying off. So just what's the time? 4 o'clock. Good. I can get hold of Dave. I'll go out in the field and make a field video. I'll go put this on a stick. I'll take it out there for double D coil on it just for the fun, because then I can flick it into a mono mode with its long lost cousin hanging off the side of the coil, which is obviously the other half of the DD coil, and which actually impairs mono operation a little bit, by the way. Dedicated mono coil will work a hell of a lot better than a DD that's switched into a mono mode, because it's a bit like it's got a monkey on its back. It's still reactive with the ground, and it's reactive with the other coil, and you got the cables inside the one sheaf running next to each other. But I've done experiments with that. I had a DD coil. I just cut out the the receive winding and pulled it across and used it as a mono, right? And it worked a hell of a lot better. So DD coil is a bit of a compromise. Not as a DD, but if you try and use a DD as a mono, it's the best way to put it, it's got a monkey on its back, okay? It's dragging it down, impairs the performance a little bit, and just be aware of that. You don't really want that. It is reactive. That coil's still reactive to the transmit signal and the return, the return signal from the ground. It's very close proximity. It does act like a big slab of extra hot ground, basically, or a target just off to the side. It skews things out. So be wary if you want to use a mono. Use a mono. You want to use a double D. Use it as a double D. Don't use it as a mono. But I'm going to do that anyway, right? Because why not? It'll show that it's going to work on the DD coil as a mono. Is going to work really well. So imagine it with a mono. So that's what I'm putting it out there for. Okay, another video done. But like I say, I'm only conveying information on this stuff. If I don't say it, you won't know it, and everyone else runs around with these detectors cleaning up all the gold, and people who don't know miss out because they just don't know. Anyway, that's that. I really want to get one of these ones. I want to get my one, actually, organise a field day. I'll do a field day. If enough people are interested, I'll do a field day. I'll probably go to somewhere where there's nice, really hot ground. I could go to Denali, I could go to Talbot, I'll go to Maryborough, I could go anywhere actually, it's no big deal. But it will be in Victoria, in the central goldfields area, in the Golden Triangle area. So if anyone is interested, leave a comment. So if there's enough people, I'll do it. If I'm going to go out there and only 2 people turn up, well, it's a big lot of effort for very little, education, isn't it, really? And if this does happen, we go ahead with this, bring your own detector and we'll do some side-by-side comparisons. And, I'll show you what we can extract out of these GPXs, or any of the old SDs or GPs. Any of them. That's in normal mode. It's exactly the same as, a GP 3000 or a GP Extreme or a 3500 for matter. It was done in normal timings, and it was smashing it, the small gold. It's absolutely smashing it. It's really, really good. So, yeah, I can't say much more than that, can I? So anyway, I'll kill this and I'll go organise Dave and we'll go out and we'll do some more videos. Catch us.